No, I mean, I think we covered me. I just want to say that I think this is such a dope thing that you're doing. Like, it's pretty cool for kids, kids our age that are trying to start something to be able to come on here and, maybe we get, maybe, somebody watches this that was interested in, getting into a real estate group, wants to invest in real estate, like, hit me up, we're just young kids trying to make it. So.
Hey guys, this is Bryce Lossie with VibeCheck. Thanks for tuning in last week. Helped me getting over 100 subscribers in under 24 hours. Really appreciate it. Thanks for all the love. We had a lot of fun interviewing Ramon Clyburn, co-founder and CEO of Hope Nation. And then for this week, I want to loop you guys in on an interview that I did with my cousin, actually, PJ Heller, who's co-founder of Cardinal Real Estate Group. Great guy, very motivated on the path to success, and I think you guys could find some value in some of the alternative investments we talk about, such as real estate. We also talk about some different equities in the stock market. But yeah, very excited just to introduce you guys to PJ, and I think that everybody could take something away from this. So without further ado, here we go. Oh, one more thing. If you guys wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel and liking the video, it'd help with getting the message of some of these entrepreneurs out, and it would be greatly appreciated.
Well, I guess let's jump in with it. Let's start a little bit with your background. Obviously, we're cousins, and our dads know each other from growing up together in Philly. But give us a little bit about your background.
Yeah, so like you said, from Philly, right outside Philly, like 30 minutes west of Philly. Born and raised there. Went to a Catholic grade school, then right into a Catholic high school. From high school, went to James Madison University down in Virginia. And now I relocated to Arlington, Virginia. It's right outside of Washington, D.C. So, now just moved up to D.C., working for a big software company. Actually, started working for a startup software company, which then got acquired by a bigger one. I work for a database performance monitoring platform, but I'm on the sales side, not really the tech side.
Awesome. How are you liking that so far?
It's good, man. It's really rewarding. Just recently got promoted to a full sales rep and account executive. I started out as a sales development rep, so really in the trenches, scheduling meetings, calls, emails. But recently got promoted, so running all my own deals now. Super rewarding. Pretty cool technology, which I didn't think I'd ever learn about databases. I'm around code all the time. I never thought I'd be, involved with any of that. So it's pretty cool.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome to be exposed to that at such a young age too.
Yeah.
So jumping backwards a little bit here, said you went to JMU. So I guess, what'd you study and what kind of led you into this career path that you're going down right now?
Yeah. So I went into JMU with plans on being a finance major. And as I, went through all the prereqs in the business school, I started to realize that although I love finance, I don't know if that's what I really wanted to be focusing on for 4 years. So then changed to business management, but had a concentration in entrepreneurship and innovation. That's really, pretty much why I'm here. But I mean, finance is great and incredible skills, but I was more of I wanted to learn about the managing people, and I've always had this drive to be a business owner. So figured management would be something I think I would enjoy more, and I did. So it worked out well.
Right. Yeah. And knowing you, I know that you've always had a sales background. Growing up around your dad, very much involved on the entrepreneurship side as well. So I think that kind of goes hand in hand with learning those skill sets for sure. Yeah. So talk a little bit more about what you mentioned earlier, your drive to create a little bit. I'll let you expand on that. Your drive to create.
Yeah, 100%. So I think it definitely comes from my childhood and my background. So my dad he's a serial entrepreneur. Started out in real estate right out of college. He worked for a mortgage company, and fell in love with the industry. really just fell in love with the game of real estate, and he was good at it. So he started his own real estate development company with one of his buddies from high school, and it blew up. They did commercial real estate development. So, he would, every mall and shopping center you see, he would be like the guy who developed it from when it was just a plot of land to now, what it is today. So he definitely worked hard with that, saw that blow up. And then he started another real estate company. So the first one was Sapphire Real Estates, and then the second one was Diamond Real Estates. And then started that one up too, focused a lot more on the flipping and residential side of the market. So just saw him grow that too, and saw like how like working for yourself and the drive, if you want to like get something done when you work for yourself, it's just all on you, which is something I love. And that's my goal, is to be my own boss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there's a lot that goes with that, right? Like, especially being exposed to that your whole life, seeing your dad do that. That's really cool. So, I guess kind of at an earlier age than most, maybe, that you wanted to kind of create for yourself, create brands, create a legacy. So, that plays a huge part in that. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, definitely want to be able to control my financial freedom. I want to travel. I want to be able to, I don't want to have to worry about getting like a week of travel accepted by a boss whose boss's boss. Like, if I want to go somewhere, I want to be able to take my laptop and my phone and go. And entrepreneurs, you can do that, especially if you're running your own company. My dad says as long as he has a phone and connection to the internet, he can work from anywhere. So that's pretty awesome to me. Be able to live life and also make money.
Right. No, exactly. Cool. So, mentioned that you're the co-founder of Cardinal Real Estate Group. Obviously, I'm going to guess that a lot of inspiration from your pops played a role in that. But yeah, kind of tell us a little bit about what Cardinal is, and kind of what you envision for it going forward.
So definitely came from my pops. Sophomore year of college, after freshman year of college, my summer internship was working for his real estate company. So I shadowed him every day, went on every meeting with him, did a bunch of stuff for him. And a lot of that was based around house flipping. So that's definitely where it came from. I started learning the game pretty early, and I've always wanted to get into real estate. That's been my goal. I know I'm in, software sales right now. But
that's a great area to start in too.
Yeah, definitely. Always wanted to, own my own real estate company. So moved up here to Arlington, and one of my roommates is actually a project supervisor. So he works for a huge construction company that builds houses. And he was the same major as me, business management. And he, he's on job sites every day. He runs, construct. He is the boss of basically everybody you see on a construction site. And he knows how to build a home from, plot of land to selling it to, a customer. So he's on he sees and he builds and he does everything that you need. So, I got to thinking like, okay, I already have a kid who's interested in, flipping houses and running his own projects. And he also knows how to build a freaking house. Like that's awesome. A lot of people spend a lot of money to get somebody like that on their team. And he's in my basement. So, we got to talking, and he was interested. And then we were pretty stoked about it. So we got my dad on the phone the next day, said, yo, what do we need to do? Like, we want to flip a house. What do we need to do? We had everything besides, the most important thing was the capital. We didn't have, we had money,
right. That's the biggest part of some of these projects, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like we have savings, but we don't have enough to just go out and, freaking buy a house. So, we're like, okay, we got everything now, we need capital. So we need kids who like investing or, believe in investing in an alternative investment to just rather than throwing like money in the stock market, which I do as well, but just an alternative investment that it's not guaranteed, but it's a safe investment, because it's backed by the asset of the house. So if something were to go wrong, then we just have the house. We own a house. So it's not like you just lose it's not just boom, it's gone. So you still have the house. But yeah, so we're like, all right, we need some guys. We sat down, we made a list of young professionals who we know have a good job, make money, and want to make a lot of money. So we hit them up. We said, hey guys, we have this real estate investment group we're trying to form. It's going to be me, Jeff, and Chris. Chris is my other roommate. He's also one of the co-founders. We're going to be running it, from start to finish. We're going to be running it. We need money. You guys give us money and we'll give you back a certain percentage, which we're coming up with right now with our operating agreement.
Question with that. So is your business model then, you're kind of raising a fund, and then within that fund, you're going to your idea is to go purchase a house or get a down payment on a house and maybe get a mortgage with that, and then maybe scale from there. And I'm guessing you'd probably rent out that house.
So yeah, it's a fund. We're taking people's capital to buy distressed real estate, put some money into it, and sell it for hopefully like 50, 60, 100K more than what we bought it for. The average deal is probably around 30 to 50K profit once it closes, and it'll take, a house flip could take pretty quick if you have the good contractors on it. We take their money, we do all the labor, we run the deal, it's our house, and once we sell it, after we fix it up, we take the profits and we give them their return on their investment. And that's the goal. We're going to start with one just to get our feet wet, work, see what we need to do. And then hopefully from there, we could have multiple going at a time. You close one house, you can make 50K profit off one house. You could have 5, 10, 20 houses going at a time. My dad's company has hundreds of houses going at a time. So it's just constant stream of return on investment.
Question again then. So around this, a big part of raising this capital would be gaining the trust of these investors. So tell us a little bit about maybe some barriers at a young age of trying to start a company like this, of gaining that trust to gain the capital. I know that you have access to obviously your Pop's book of business, which is a huge play for credibility, but tell us a little bit more about how you plan to gain some credibility and gain some trust to be able to make this possible.
Yeah, I mean, you hit that right on the head. Like it's not always, you don't always get hit up by a 22-year-old being like, hey man, like give me thousands of dollars, like, and I'll give you it back then some. It's like, it's pretty tough to like, just be like, yeah, okay, here you go, man. Here's fucking $10,000. But yeah, so definitely utilizing my dad there for credibility in his book of business. We actually have it was actually the Thursday before the quarantine hit. We had a dinner scheduled, an investor dinner, where my dad and actually he made a friend around here. He's one of the biggest realtors in the Northern Virginia area. He's good friends with my dad now. He was going to come and speak as well, basically through the process and how it works, just so they know that it's not just, I'm not just trying to do this for the first time. Like I've interned, I've been around it, so I can talk real estate. I know what I'm doing, but it's not just me. Like we have seasoned vets, 50 years of experience, or not 50, 20 years of experience doing everything from selling a single house to building a freaking mall. So that's really where the credibility comes in. And also it's like, once we do one and we show that we're going to return your money, it's kind of like a POC, right? A proof of concept. Hey, we can do this. We are doing this. We're making people money. If you're looking for an alternative investment, invest with us. We'll give you your money back.
And that's part of, as spoiled and as entitled as it sounds from our perspective, but that's kind of the new American dream is, if someone in your family has, really worked their ass off to grind and gain that book of business, I don't think that it's necessarily in the wrong to be able to work with them and gain some credibility through that, because yes, some people could argue some nepotism, but at the same time, would you rather be working with a group of 22-year-olds, or would you rather be working with a group of 22-year-olds who have some connections in the industry? Yes, they might be through the family, but they're seasoned vets.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's all like I'm just utilizing resources. Like I'm still gonna have to work my freaking ass off. I'm gonna be doing this, you know, I'm gonna be working my 9 to 5 and also having properties that I'm trying to flip. Like when I'm not working, I'm gonna be working on this. On weekends, I'm gonna have to give up. Like people don't see that. They think that it's just like, okay, yeah, this dude's dad is in real estate, so now he's gonna like do like it's like I'm still gonna have to. I'm gonna run all these projects like. So I just see it as I utilize my resources. Like if you're an athlete, you know, and you have a nice gym, you're going to use that to get better. It doesn't make you, you know, spoiled or anything. You're just utilizing what you have. So, yeah, that's how I see that. And you know, if people don't like it, and there probably are people that'll be like, oh, that's his daddy, then screw him. Doesn't matter. There's 8 billion people in the world. I'm not too worried about a few opinions. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Nice. So thanks for sharing a little bit about Cardinal. Stoked to hopefully see where that goes, my man. Yeah, definitely excited to be a part of that on the side and be looking in. And
yeah, it's just you know, taking the leap. It's taking the leap. I always knew I wanted to own something and do something of my own. So now I'm ready to just go ahead and try it. So that's what Cardinal is. It's hopefully the beginning of a long career in real estate. But a lot of people say they want to do something, never do it. So now I'm just ready to go ahead and actually do it.
Right. No. Hey, I mean, we're very new to the entrepreneurship scene and trying to figure out our path, obviously. But I think that we can both agree that a big part of that is throwing some stuff at the wall and seeing what's going to stick. And obviously, the more that you throw, I think that the higher likelihood that something sticks. So whether that be a couple of side projects, side gigs, but that's exciting to see, man. I know we've been talking about doing some stuff like this, working on some side gigs, probably since the beach house days back in like elementary school. Am I right?
Yeah, we definitely. That's one thing I always tell people is like, because people know I'm like pretty entrepreneurial. I've always been that way. But I'm like, yeah, I mean, like my cousin Bryce, we're literally just constantly texting ideas. Like, I'm never surprised if I look down at my phone and I see a text from Bryce and it's just like, yo, what if like so-and-so, we did that and that and that, or we made that and that. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, that's sick. Like I like, it's like a incubator for innovation.
Exactly. It's awesome to just throw ideas off of each other. And I think that's like what you got to do, right? Is surround yourself with people that are the same way, because iron sharpens iron. So
100%.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the accountability of pushing you towards your goals, and you can push me towards mine for sure.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I mean, I got your card. It's right here. Actually, should have your the hedge card, right?
Let's go.
Here she is. Get yourself one of these guys. It's freaking sweet.
There we go. One of our prototypes right there. One of our first users.
Yep. Yeah, man. I was showing people I work with, and they were super stoked on it too. So, are you guys like are you selling yet, like publicly?
Yeah, we've made probably minimal sales, probably like 50 to 60 sales, but yeah, we're working on, because right now we were using a local university to engrave our cards, but obviously with what's happening with coronavirus, we're having to like reassess our supply chain. So we've been getting quotes for buying a laser engraver to in-house it, but we found a really nice small business here in Colorado, like right around Denver, that we're going to try to utilize, process some orders. But
that's cool, man. Yeah, I definitely know kids. I mean, I got a ton of kids around here that would be super interested in purchasing one. So definitely let me know. Would love to get that down here. That would be cool.
Yeah, we're hoping to set up a pre-order date that we would have a ship date. But that's going to take a little bit, like a couple weeks, just to set up the marketing materials and the website and everything. But yeah, cool. I'll definitely let you know on that, and you can send it around to your network for sure. That'd be awesome.
For sure, man. For sure.
My man. Okay, cool. Want to touch on something that we talked about, because I know that this is something that we're always brainstorming on. investments. I know you mentioned alternative investments, which we're always talking about, which is a big part of what we're talking about on this channel here. With entrepreneurship and some side gigs, whether that be, drop shipping or real estate or, starting your own company. But then let's talk a little bit about some stock investing. Because I know that's probably a lot of stuff. I mean, that's some information that not a lot of people are exposed to. And I know that we probably take it for granted growing up in the house of your dad and working in real estate as an entrepreneur, and my dad as an investment banker. But yeah, I know we're always bouncing ideas off each other. So tell us a little bit about kind of how you guys started with investing. And maybe some plays that you're looking at, like long-term plays.
Yeah, 100%. So it was actually one of my coworkers. His name's Troy, and he grinds, and he's dude. I think I told you about this, but like you guys are the exact same person. It's crazy. And I just saw him. He was just like making a ton of money on stocks, and I was like, bro, like what? Like, get me into the stocking. Like, what's good with it? Because he was in Tesla, and if you don't know anything about stocks, Tesla went, pretty crazy these past few months. It just shot up like crazy. So he was basically a Tesla stan. Like, he was all about it and had a lot of money in Tesla stock. So I was like, all right, like this is interesting. So I set up a Robinhood account, which is awesome. It's super user friendly, especially for me. I'm pretty young into the investment game. And put some money in Tesla and caught it right before it took off. Got in around like 400, and it was up. Then it went all the way up to 900. Now it's kind of leveled back out a little bit, but that definitely got me pretty excited about stocks. It was a pretty spoiled first adventure into the stock market. Got into one of the hottest stocks. But yeah, and then I got a lot in Tesla and Microsoft. Those are my two biggest ones. And I put a good amount of money into a real estate investment trust that's publicly traded, which I like. It was sitting at like $20 for 5 years straight, and then because of coronavirus, dropped down to like $5. So figured it's gonna eventually get back up there. So put some money into that. But I mean, I'm still definitely really new. I know you talked about Alibaba a lot. I like Alibaba, but all this right now, it's kind of tough for them. But Google's big.
No, first I wanted something that you mentioned on trading platforms. Robinhood, that's really good for. I mean, there's no fees associated with it, as well as Fidelity. So I kind of use Robinhood more as like short-term investing, not necessarily day trading, but maybe some swing trading and some stuff that I might want to trade out of within like a year or so. And then I kind of use Fidelity for like long-term plays. I'm
in Merrill Lynch for long term.
Yeah, no, this is a good time to like reassess your portfolio. Obviously, I mean, I've been looking at some like large cap stocks that are kind of basically on sale. Like, they're not going anywhere. Like Google, DocuSign, Tesla. Obviously, like I think that's gonna be here for the long term. I think we could agree. And then stuff like Microsoft, like they're not going anywhere. As well as, I'd be biased if I'm saying Oracle, but I mean, I think we're in a good place. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting time. And I mean, a lot of people, obviously, if you don't have cash on hand, it's kind of tough. But if you have some cash on hand, fun time to get into it.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. I know a lot of my buddies got into the stock market for the first time because of coronavirus. I don't know. I mean, it's pretty crazy, but Dave Portnoy, the founder of Barstool, Prez, he's been doing this thing, Davey Day Traders, every day, and his platform is just so big, and he has so many people follow him that like I know so many of my friends just started getting into stocks because of that, which I think is pretty cool. I think it's like you said, stuff's cheap right now, so it's easier, and people can pull the trigger a lot more than they probably would when stuff was like $800 a share.
And historically, just with access to the internet and the internet age, think about it. Like last major economic crisis, 2008, 2009, the iPhone was just coming out. You know what I mean? Like there weren't a lot of apps based around your smartphone, and like
Yeah.
mobile trading. Like that wasn't a thing. And now we have access to free trading.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, hey, what a time to be alive. Am I right?
Right? I know. I mean, back in the day, you needed to have like a broker. Like you would have to call and be like, yeah, I'll take a few shares of that. Like some
Dude.
Wolf of Wall Street type stuff. But now it's just like I can sit here, like watch TV and like buy Google. Like it's pretty crazy.
Dude, my dad was saying that if he wanted to go buy shares back in the day, he would literally have to like probably go in person or send like via mail, like mail in, like post office mail, to talk to his trader. And it would just like, if you're not trading a good amount, like it's not worth it because the fees were like 50 to $100, 150.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
yeah, Robinhood changed the game with the no fees. I mean, all the big banks had to take their fees away just to compete with Robinhood. So shout out to them for that, because that was sick. That's another thing. That's another thing that got a lot of kids in like our age. But yeah, I mean, I definitely take for granted the ease of use and everything. But yeah, I mean, it's cool. I'm getting into it and learning a little bit about it. Just make sure, just being safe about it, not spending what I don't have or trading out of like emotion. I like all my stuff to be like factual based trading. Yeah, it's cool though. It's cool to see my money make money while I sleep. So
yeah, no, that's the goal, right? Passive income. I mean, I think we can both agree a major goal of what and benefit of what entrepreneurship provides, ideally, is financial freedom and then freedom of time. I mean, it takes, obviously you have to put in the work to be able to get to that level, but once you once you set up a process and you're able to automate that, that's where it gets a little bit exciting. Haven't been able to reach that level yet, but hoping to get there in the next couple of years here.
Yeah, 100%.
But cool. Awesome. So kind of wanted, I guess, a segue. Got a couple more questions for you, my man.
Yeah.
So what motivates you? I know you're always on a path. You always have a mission. What motivates you? I know you come from a great family. I can speak to that. Spent a lot of summers with your family. Shout out Aunt Mar and Hell Dog and Chelsea. Love Chelsea. But yeah, I know you come from a great background. So and that giving back has been a part of what you've been exposed to. So tell us a little bit about kind of what motivates you and how you plan to give back through that.
Motivation. I'd say what motivates me is being able to, like travel and live life. I think that's a huge goal of mine. I see so many people just trapped in a corporate bubble. They wake up every day is the same, go to work at 9, leave at 5, and it's just like, it's that forever. And like, I just don't want that. I think like I traveled a good amount when I was younger and fell in love with it. And also there's so much that I haven't seen. Like you went to Europe and did that trip. Like it's so cool I've gone to Italy, and that was really the first time I was like, holy crap. Like there's so much cool stuff out here. Like I got to just like get places, and you need money to get places, and you need time, which is the biggest thing. You need to like the availability and the I don't know what's the word. You need to be able to leave and be free. And I think that's what motivates me to work hard and grind now, because I want to be able to do that, as soon as I can. So the harder I work now, the more I push now, then the quicker I'll be able to live life and travel and.
That's fair. Hey, I mean, in today's day and age with the internet, there are so many alternative lifestyles, alternative sources of income that, I mean, we don't even know about, but we're just starting to scrape the surface on. So, I mean, I'm stoked just to learn through you and bounce ideas off each other through this process for sure.
Yeah. So it's a huge thing for me. And touched on the giving back part. I'd say my biggest cause that I'm the most passionate about is special needs. So my best friend from home, his little brother has autism, and we a bunch of us got together and we formed a local team. It was actually one of my other friend's moms started at our local YMCA. It was called Why Not Shooting Stars, It's basically no matter whatever season we're in for sports, every Wednesday, kids with any type of disability, it can be anything. Like we have a bunch of kids, they come and we teach them how to play sports. So like basketball season, and the coaches are all local kids from all different high schools, and we all come and we teach the children with special needs, basketball. So we'll spend the first half hour dribbling and shooting, and then in the second half hour we'll do like little games and stuff. So that's like what really got me into special needs. Like it's so rewarding, and those kids, they're the nicest, greatest people. Like they're just pure like joy and goodness, which is something you don't see a lot. So it's super refreshing to see that. So I would love to give back to causes like Autism Speaks and like Down syndrome charity. So that's definitely what I really hope to give back to.
No, that's awesome to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and for those of you that don't know PJ and my family background, one of our uncles has Down syndrome. And I know that when I started making some wristbands and trying to send them out just for Down Syndrome Awareness Month, that you and your family were a big part of that. So definitely appreciate that.
I was selling them around at JMU. That was cool. A lot of people like that. But yeah, that's a huge thing. Definitely I want to get into.
Awesome. Cool, man. And then kind of one last question here. How do you view success? Take this however you want.
Yeah, how do I view success? It's not just money like a lot of people think. Like, okay, that dude's got like a Ferrari, he's successful. Money is a huge player, but I don't think it's just that. I don't know. I think it's just being able to genuinely wake up and say you're happy to do whatever you're doing. Whether that be you can be in a trade job, or you can be on a desk job, you can be out working, you could be in working, doesn't matter. But if like you wake up and you're like, okay, this is sweet, like I like what I'm doing, then I think you're successful, because there are so many people that are just trapped in something they don't like. And if you ask them, are you successful? I don't think they would say yes. Whereas if you asked, somebody who owns their own shop, are you successful? I think they would say yes, because they like and enjoy what they're doing. So that's what I'm trying to get to. And just want to have a career that I really love. So.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. That's awesome, man.
Mm-hmm. And I want to make a ton of money. That's not what we're I definitely wouldn't hate driving a Ferrari. So definitely would like to get to that point.
I don't know, but I don't think I've seen anyone crying while driving a Ferrari, but
that's for damn sure. And hey, I'll test it out. When I get my Ferrari, I'll let you know if I ever cry while driving it. I don't think I will.
That's what's up. Okay, cool. Well, I guess any last remarks here? Like anything that you want to touch on that maybe I didn't ask about? I know this is pretty like introductory. Like anything that I kind of missed on your background or what?
No, I think we covered me. I just want to say that I think this is such a dope thing that you're doing. Like, it's pretty cool for kids, kids our age that are trying to start something, to be able to come on here and, maybe somebody watches this that was interested in, getting into a real estate group, wants to invest in real estate, like hit me up. We're just young kids trying to make it. So like, if you're interested, definitely, reach out to Bryce. We can definitely talk and send you over some data that we have, and I guess fill you in a little bit. But no, man, this platform's dope. You're the man. Keep it up. I'm excited to see a bunch of different, entrepreneurial, well-minded people on the channel. So I think it's gonna be cool.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I'm excited. Definitely trying to hopefully provide a platform for you all while doing this. The whole goal is to be able to, iron sharpens iron. So let's push each other to succeed. When one person succeeds, hopefully they end up giving back to the community that they're from. So, let's make it happen. But yeah, thanks for coming to VibeCheck. Very much appreciated, PJ. Know you're on the path to success. Thanks for sharing some words of wisdom, my man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. Look forward to seeing everybody else's videos. It's a cool thing you got going on.